Welcome back, people, to 12th Man. We have got a fantastic regular show that is going to be brought to you guys on 12th Man weekly now with my guy Saeed. I know that you have all been waiting for this. You've all been calling for me to get Saeed on more regularly. So that's what we've done. Big up to everybody. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. You're following Saeed TV and you get him to his next target, which incredibly is 200K. So let's make sure we do that, people. Look, we wanted to do a live one today. And if I'm honest, me and Saeed had a chat and said that it didn't feel right to do it live. So this is, of course, a pre-record, and it's simply for the sad news that we've all woken up to the horrific news of both Diogo Jota and his brother Andre. It is horrific news, and I think that it proves to everybody, as much as we love this sport and that we're all football people, that really does come last in relation to life. Um, Life is so short, people. Tell your loved ones that you love them and respect and appreciate every single day that you're here. This is not the news I wanted to wake up to. And I'm sure that everybody at 12th Man here at the community, in the footballing world and across the nation, thoughts go out to everybody that knew or were involved in the family or life of Diogo Jota, Liverpool fans and football fans alike that were supportive of Diogo Jota, and of course, that still are to this day. Horrific news, one that really did touch me this morning and kind of made me a little bit numb, if I'm honest. We have rivalry and tribalism in football, but none of that matters today. You've seen the condolences, you've seen the messages across social media and on the internet. It has been a horrific day for football. And it just didn't feel right for me and Saeed to go live and start talking about Arsenal, Manchester United, which of course we will do, but it just feels right to do it this way. Saeed, over to you, man.
Yeah, honestly, bro, I echo your thoughts and message, man. I'm just devastated. I can't lie, man. Sometimes you think in football, these players are like immortal. You think these players are just going to play for the rest of their careers and fulfill their whole career, but it shows how taste death, man. You know what I mean? And I just want to say condolences to his family, his partner, his kids, and also his brother as well, in terms of brother passed away as well, which is sad as well. And yeah, it's just, yeah, it just shows you how life can be so short, man. 28, you know what I mean? Like, I can't believe it, honestly. But thoughts with the Liverpool community as well, and the people that support Jota and all the fans and people who would watch his goals. And terrific player, man. Terrific player. But a terrific guy as well. Like, And yeah, no, I'm just devastated for his family and everyone around him. And it's just a sad day in football. And I'm sure the comments will be echoing our thoughts as well. And yeah, it is very, very sad. So yeah, rest in peace to Jota and his brother as well, Andre.
No, 100%. And yeah, great words, man. And I'm sure that the footballing community will be feeling every single word that you've just said. And it's not just Liverpool fans, of course. He's played for a number of clubs, and everybody that's been affected by this, thoughts go out to you. Diogo Jota, and of course, your brother Andre. Rest in peace. Very difficult now to move on from that side, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
But
it is.
we do have Manchester United and Arsenal to discuss, and it feels weird now to go into it. It's been a horrendous morning, and this
Mm.
is why we've had to pre-record to put out later, because I just couldn't go live today, and I know that you couldn't as well. So we are here to talk Arsenal, Manchester United, and to be honest with you, bro, I know that we do midday live and we get to do
Yeah,
panel debates
yeah,
together. But I
yeah.
haven't really had a one-on-one with you for a while about Manchester United, and it seems
Mm.
that we're trying to have a race at the moment, Arsenal, Manchester United, about who can be the slowest.
True. It is
So
true.
I'm gonna start, if I may, with Arsenal
Mm,
and get your thoughts
mm.
on Manchester United afterwards, because um, I appreciate where Manchester United are at in relation to Arsenal, in comparison to Arsenal. And I think everybody in the Arsenal, whoever supports Arsenal and the Arsenal fan base, believe that we should be going for a title.
Mm.
and I want to see business. Now, Liverpool and Manchester City have done their business very early, and they're still looking like they're going to do more. Arsenal haven't really started, bro. Now, there's been links and there's been sort of, heavy links. But on the 3rd of July, the only player that we have announced officially is Kepa as the backup goalkeeper. Talk to me about, before you go into rumors and links, and talk to me about how you'd be feeling taking your Man United hat off. If you were an Arsenal fan right now, would you be worried? Would you be concerned, or would you have patience still?
Patience is difficult because you know what I mean. If you finish second for the past 2-3 years now, um, it's one of them where it's like, where's the urgency? Where's the understanding that we haven't won the title in 20 odd years, we've not won a trophy in 5 years, and we must get better. And when you look at Liverpool and Arsenal, sorry, Man City, what they've done in the market, you think to yourself, hold on a minute, are we not trying to compete with these two? Well, what are we doing? And for me, Zubimendi, even though he's a good player, and I think he will be a good player for Arsenal, is he someone that's going to win you the title? I'm not sure. Norgard, someone going to win you the title? I'm not sure. I mean, I definitely don't think he is, to be honest with you. And then you've got Kepa, and I'm like, it's very, very underwhelming. It really, really is. And I'm like, I say to like myself as an Arsenal fan, and people that say to you, "Oh, why are you being negative?" It's like time's ticking here. We've been told there's a process. We've been told that good things are coming. You know what I mean? And we're going to be serious, and we're not seeing that into fruition. And I feel like the lack of urgency for me it is starting to really, really like I can see it. I can see it from myself, see it from other fans who are very, very vocal. And I feel like there is now 5.5 weeks left till the season starts. 5.5 weeks. I think we've already had a month since the season finished. You know what I mean? Like time can go really, really quick. And it is almost like monitoring FC, interested, all of these buzzwords, and you're like, we're like seriously though, where is the kind of almost like urgency to go and get these top dollar signings? Because if you want them, you're gonna get them. And listen, people can say, oh well, you got to negotiate, you got to do this, but I'm sorry, when City went and got Haaland, they went and got Haaland. When they went and got Florian Wirtz should have been a saga that should have dragged on, but he got that done early. All of their signings, majority have got them done early. So it's like, why are Arsenal deemed as special? Why are you not deemed as someone special? You know what I mean? And for me, it's like you do have the funds. The funds are there. It's just that they're not being spent, and you're not showing ambition in that way. So I really, really look at everything that's going on with Arsenal right now, and I'm like, it just for me screams of like poor mismanagement and the fact that there's this lack of urgency to kind of make sure you lot are trying to win this league, and there's no statement yet. I feel like we haven't heard from Man City and Liverpool are looking over and thinking, yeah, we're all right, man. We're all right. We're good. And I feel like that there for me is like, you don't need to be hearing that. I think mentally now, hearing that Florian Wirtz going to Liverpool should have sent shockwaves. Oh my days. They're after Isak potentially. They're after this player. Man City have got Reinders. Rodri's back. Yeah, I should have said, yo, what's going on here? What's happening here, guys? And I feel like if that's not been mentioned, then that's worrying, bro. It really, really is worrying. I would be very, very worried if I was an Arsenal fan and I was hearing that.
Yeah.
Very
Look,
worried.
I've got to be honest. I echo everything you've said, and I'm seen as somebody who's fairly pessimistic or negative or toxic, but I don't know how anyone can be positive about this window so far for Arsenal. When Kepa's come in as the backup, now don't get me wrong, it's not shut. If it shuts now, I mean everyone's
Yeah, of
in the
course.
absolute, doo-doo. However, like you've mentioned, I am all for being linked with Zubimendi. I'm all for having backup midfielders come in, keepers,
Mm.
defenders, etc. Where's our attackers, man? Like everybody knows what Arsenal lack. Goalkeepers and backups, you need them, but no one is excited by Kepa. Mosquera from Valencia is
Exactly.
highly rated, but he's not going to do us anything. Norgard, you've mentioned. Zubimendi comes in. I like him, but is he really going to be the guy that we need to get us across the line?
Yeah.
We all know what we need, bro, and it is a striker and an attacker. And I know there's links to Eze and Rodrigo and the Gyokeres and Sesko debate, but links are all good. But if I want links, I go to the jewelry store, bro. Like I want
Yeah.
players coming into this club
True.
now. Do you know what I'm
True.
saying? And it needs to be exciting for the fans. Now, I'll start with a striker for you, Saeed, because
Mm.
it sounds like it's going to be Sesko or Gyokeres, not both. Okay. Now, I think we should back like a proper club and either go for Isak or both of them. However,
Mm.
it doesn't look like we're going to do that. It looks like we're going to go for Sesko or Gyokeres.
Yep.
What is your view of the saga? Because it might be nice for me to get someone with an outside view, because I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
wrapped up in this every day. I become
yeah.
frustrated from it, bruv. 1 minute we're looking at Sesko, next minute it's Gyokeres, then it's a Sesko day, then it's a Gyokeres day. What's going on, Saeed?
Bro, you know what it is, bro? It seemed to me that it was Sesko. All eyes were on Sesko. That was the plan, etc., etc. Then for some, and I feel like the release clause has maybe kind of almost like startled Arsenal a little bit. Hold on a minute, there's a release clause here. Whereas with Sesko, there isn't a release clause. It's an out and out fee. So they see that it was 60 million euros. So I feel like they're kind of caught in two minds here. Like, what do I really do? Do we actually really go for a Sesko, or do we go for a do we go for Gyokeres? And I feel like that dilly dallying is it's not great, bro, because you should have one. Like, I get it, you have a list of targets here, but by now you should know by the 3rd of July. 3rd of July. By the time you know it, it's the middle of July. 3rd of July, you're telling me that you don't know between Sesko and Gyokeres, even though you spent 2 years chasing Sesko. And now you're there now messing around. Like, come on, you got to make a decision. For me, I would go and get Gyokeres. But then I get why they're going for Sesko, is because it's like, who can we get the next baby Zlatan or the next big thing or the next project striker? They want to future-proof their team. You know what I mean? And I feel like right now they're trying to do this by saying, oh, you know what? Actually getting a Sesko will excite the fans a little bit more. Gyokeres will, don't get me wrong, but I don't think to the maybe the degree of a Sesko, because I feel like he's young and he's almost like, you know what I mean, like starting off now, and then they're going to compare him to Haaland and say, look at this now, we've got a better player, this, that, the other. Whereas Gyokeres, he's experienced. He should be at a club like Arsenal now. You know what I mean? Where's he been for the past couple of years? He's been in the Championship and all this, not the nonsense. So it's one of them where, for me, I look at Arsenal and I feel like they're attracted to the idea of Sesko, but the reality tells them that, you know what, we'd rather spend money on Gyokeres. But then Gyokeres can't get out of the situation. So if you know that, then you need to just go and make a decision quick and just go for what you deem is right and sensible. What is a dilly dallying around for? Like, are you competent people? Are you what's like what like generally what are you, bro? What are you? Like, seriously, can you not make a decision for yourselves?
Well, this
You
is the
know?
problem. We've got Berta and Arteta. Nobody knows now who the most powerful voice is. And this is
Yeah.
what my interesting question is. Who are these players that we're bringing in? Are they
Yeah.
Arteta signings or are they Berta signings? And I
Yeah.
believe personally, Zubamendi and Sesko have been highlighted by Arteta, because we were linked with them before Berta
Yeah.
even came in. So I think from now on, we're going to now start to see who actually has the power. And I think that what will tell us that even more is if we get Gyokeres or Sesko, because Sesko is Arteta's guy, and it looks like Andrea Berta has identified Gyokeres, because let's be real, bruv, he's ready now. Sesko might be great in a few years'
Yeah.
time, and it would be great to have him. Trust me, it would be in the next few years, but
Yeah.
Gyokeres is the guy now. He's the one that is bagging now.
He's a
And it
guy
might
now.
be that he comes in and he flops as well, but you've got to go for the guy that's less of a risk, right? Because you might
Facts.
go and get a 19-year-old who's going to bang in 5 years' time. You might go and get the guy who's ready now, and he might come in and he might be ready right now. And you've got to wait 5 years for this guy to catch up. I don't want to wait
5 years.
5 minutes, brother. If I've already waited 21 years for a Premier League title, don't make me wait 22. That's all I'll say. So,
It's true.
like, you know
It's
what I'm
true.
saying?
Like what like for me, it's like as well, especially when you know, like with Arteta now, it's like final chance now. It's like, yo, why would you not want to back him? I know, listen, get every excuse that he can possibly make out of the door now. Like even for the fan base, make every excuse not possible anymore. Like people can't really be hearing people out anymore. No, we're not doing that. We are going to make sure that you lot understand that this is it now. You lot have to now challenge and really win this league title. Because what it does, it just gives you more opportunity to say, oh, we really didn't get back, did we? We really didn't get back, though, did we? No, but we really didn't get back, though, did we? And that's what it will do. And that, for me, it's like, it shouldn't be happening, bro. You shouldn't be at the stage now where you're talking about a player or a club,
Project player.
a project player. You can't be. It has to be a case of, right, win now. And to be fair, this summer, it does look like, with the signings of Zubimendi and Norgard, they're looking for a bit more experience in that aspect. But at the same time, it's like, it's not proven in the Premier League, especially with Zubimendi. Losing Party as well. That's a big like area that I know. Listen, people will say, "Oh, but he's not on the wages and and this and that." But this guy's
Who
a bro.
cares about wages though? I hate
I
people like
know
that. Like these
fans have
accountants at this
become
club, bro. It's weird.
yeah. Fans have become calculators now, man. Fans have become like social media. I don't know, like analysts on economics and whatnot. It's sad, bro. When you deep it, like it's like, bro, like you need to understand that we're football fans, bro. We want to that you pay a season ticket. Do you pay a season ticket? And the club don't guarantee you, by the way, that you're gonna see good football, but you pay a
100%.
season ticket. Same way I
100%.
should pay. My season ticket should pay for the best players, and Party is one of the best players.
And you know
You
what?
know?
Next season, yeah, me and Judges were talking about this. I might go up to the bar at the Emirates and I might say, "Hi, mate, 1 pint, please." Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's £7.20. Can I pay you in 3 installments for that?
yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? Or can I, like, can you take off a little bit at the top so it's only £7, please? We don't do that.
yeah.
We just go there, 7.20, boom, tap your card. And this is what the club expect us to do, but they were trying to save money and do all this rubbish. And like the fans are quite happy for Party to go, but then they're oblivious to the fact that Jesus is on 265 and Havertz is on
265.
290. And it's the same with your club. They're oblivious to the fact that De
Mm.
Gea was on this money and Sancho and Rashford and you know how
Mm.
much Anthony cost all this, but they were scrimping and saving on money. Like, what's happening here? Like, real talk, it's ridiculous. So I don't
Swear
care about
down.
the Party thing. For me, was a joke. I think he should have stayed. He was our best player this season, just gone in terms of the midfield. And
Mm.
we've now let him go and we've upgraded our midfield with Zubimendi and Norgard. That's not upgrading the midfield. Zubimendi's a good player. And Norgard is now our oldest player at 31. We haven't got anybody over the age of 30 at the club, right? He's the only one. So we're a young team. I get that. But we're bringing in a bit of Premier League experience. But is Norgard the sort of signing you want to be making in phase 6? Is Kepa the sort of player you want to be bringing in? Like, they're both mess signings. I don't care. I don't lose my head over them, but I don't excite me, Saeed. Do you know what I mean?
Don't excite you, man. It's not exciting. It's not like, yo, we're like Arsenal ready to compete this year. Let's go. Like, it's not. It's just a case of, yo, yeah, okay. Premier League done a few bits and bobs. But it's like, bro, like, it's not something that's going to get edge in my seat. It's not going to excite the fan base. You need to see signs that excite the fan base. This is not going to excite the fan base, bro. It's not.
No. Facts, bro. I'm
It's
with
not,
you.
bro.
And look, the couple of links that we have, we touched on the striker situation. We both agree it should be Gyokeres. And if it is Sesko, then it's the project player. But two players we have been linked with are Eze and, of course, Rodrigo. Now, they would excite me. I think
Yes,
Eze would come in
definitely.
and be versatile. I think he'd be brilliant in terms of trying to break down low blocks. He'd give us some creativity and goals. He scores in big games as well. We saw that in the FA Cup final and semi-final. And Rodrigo, I think, would be a marquee signing, to be honest. And there's rumours that he might want to leave Madrid. Those are the sort of players we should be getting, bro, aren't they?
Yes. You know what? For me, the Rodrigo one's funny, because it's like there's something fishy that's gonna happen, soon. Because I just see him, he's not playing any games, not playing any minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if Arsenal were to make that move and put a substantial offer there, make him, let's say, for example, one of the highest paid players. Look at Partey's wages now; they're gone. So that's 200 grand a week on there. You put that towards your Rodrigo, and you put a project on him and say, listen, this is what we're trying to do. It's what we want. It's what we want to be. But and then you do that. Like, Mesut Ozil, I could never have thought he would come into to Arsenal. And listen, I'm sorry, but Mesut Ozil at the time was a better player than Rodrigo. Let's be honest. Like, Mesut Ozil was a World Cup winner. He was a phenomenal player. You know what I mean? And he just wasn't fitting into Mourinho's plans at the time. And I never thought that would happen. This Rodrigo, the more it carries on, is the more that Arsenal should be looking at, thinking, yo, let's make a move. Got nothing to lose. We get rejected. If the player says, you know what, I want to stay, then cool. But it's like, make that move, make that conscious move and say, you know what, we're going to do it. We're actually going to make that thing, make it happen. But again, are Arsenal going to do that? That is a problem there. Same with Eze. Eze one for me is a good signing. I think it adds competition to Odegaard. I wouldn't personally per se put him on the left, if I'm being honest with you. He can play there. Maybe against the lesser teams, I would do it. But against the bigger teams, I wouldn't, because I just think he doesn't have any balance at all. And I'm not going to lie to you. Who's your left back, by the way?
Lewis Skelly.
Lewis Skelly. He likes to come inside, isn't it, a lot of time. He don't really like to drift on the overlap. He's more of a player that loves to be comfortable on the inside. So again, like I said, it's one of them where you have to be careful in that aspect. But yeah, I think for me, they like Rodrigo is a so-called needle mover. I heard people say it all the time now. He's a needle mover, but Eze will still add a lot. And I feel like for me, Odegaard will have to be on his toes. I think I'll be honest with you, he's been taking it for granted. And we're not saying it's not a great footballer. I think he's a great footballer, but I just think for me, it's like now you have competition. You ain't having no, a young Ethan Waneri, or I don't know who was maybe playing that 10, Fabio Vieira, was maybe trying to get into that role. Nah, this is an established Premier League player now that's done it, and week in, week out for Crystal Palace. He will come in and try and take your spot. So I think in that aspect, it's good. But again, is it one or the other? Is it what, like, we're hearing Onsi saying that it is going to be Eze and a winger and a striker, but with Arsenal, you just never know. If it drags on that long, then I'm sorry, man. He might just say, you know what, I'm going to sign a new contract as in and make my price tag even more next year, even though age is not on his side. But you get the whole side of it. So it's sad. It really is. It's sad for an Arsenal fan. If you're an Arsenal fan, you must be fuming, thinking, "Oh my god, man! Like, what are we doing? Make the moves. Like, get one or the other. Be opportunistic. Try and do it. What are you waiting for?
I agree. I agree with everything you've said. And look, Eze is going to come in for me and be actually competition. And a lot of people might look at that and go, really? 68
Yeah.
million for competition? That's the stage we're at now, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. That's what we've got to be doing.
It's true.
You know what I'm
Look
saying?
at the though. They have competition. Look at what they spent.
And this is what we're trying to compete with, bro. And this is the thing. Liverpool have been, Szoboszlai's now gone to their backup. Harvey Elliott, they're looking at potentially getting rid of. A lot of people would want Harvey Elliott in their squad, right? So I look at what we're trying to compete with and what Liverpool and City have got. We've got to now do that. It doesn't matter whether Man City are playing Bernardo Silva or what was KDB, Foden, Marmoush, Reinders, Cherky. But when Arsenal do it, it's like, oh, hang on, where's Odegaard going to play? Where's Saka going to play? I want every single player at Arsenal to be like, I better play well, because I tell you what, Eze behind me, he's going to take my place. That's what it should be. That's what it was like when me and you were growing up winning games. Like Man United, they had Solskjaer and Sheringham behind York and Cole. Do you know what I mean? This is what was happening back then. But football's moved on so much now that people forget it. They're like, oh my God, no one was saying, where's Sheringham going to play? Where's Solskjaer going to play? Do you know what I mean? And when Arsenal were winning stuff, no one was moaning because Carno and Wiltord weren't playing. They were back up to Henry and Bergkamp. So this is what we've got to get to now. And this is the level we're trying to get to. And I think Eze would be perfect for that. I think he brings versatility. I think he can play on the left attacking 8 and the 10. I think he can definitely play wide as well. We've seen that. I agree with you. I don't think he starts every game wide for every game. But I do think that there's a great chance for him to get a lot of game time and be serious competition to the likes of Odegaard, who had a poor season last year, man. So me, I think it's a perfect signing, man. And Rodrigo,
boy. I hate if you get him. It's
that's serious,
over,
isn't it? That's serious, man.
Serious.
That's serious.
Especially if he comes before the first game of the season, I'm like, yo, try not to make that happen, yo. Because if he's that would honestly be like for the Arsenal fan base. Wow, you want to be there every week watching Rodrigo play football. Rodrigo on left side, Saka on the other. Oh.
Bro, it would be an unbelievable signing. It would be. I've said this. It would be like when we signed Ozil, Aubameyang, Alexis Sanchez. It would be one of them, won't it?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
We haven't had that for ages, Saeed. When Arteta's not really made a marquee signing. Like Rice was quality, but it weren't like at that elite level. Do you know what I mean? It weren't like a Sanchez or a Ozil, was it? And this one would be, man. So for me, I absolutely need to see a signing like that come in, man. Look, I've put together an 11 that I would like, or I believe it would be if these signings were to happen, and I wanted to kind of share it with you and see what you think of this as an actual title winning side or title challenging side, man. And look, this is if the signings come to fruition. Of course, these are the signings that I would like. We've got Raya in goal. Obviously, we've got a back four of Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Lewis Skelly. We believe Lewis Skelly will remain at left back ahead of Calafiori. He's just not quite ready yet, in my opinion. Zubimendi comes in alongside Rice and Odegaard. And then obviously we've got Saka on the right, Rodrigo on the left if we get him, and Gyokeres up top. I mean, what do you make of that? I mean, that front three looks electric, doesn't it?
Bro, the front three, I was going to say, that's the one that's kind of struck me the most. Is the front three is absolutely devastating. Goals, assists, flair, it's just out of this world. Yeah, oh my! Even the midfield, like I said, the midfield three now. When you got an attack like that, and you have then all of a sudden the midfield looks a little bit better. You know what I mean? Even though I know you lost party, but the midfield looks a lot more better when you got a strike force like that. And the defense is a defense. Let's be honest, man. The defense is quality as it is, and then Raya in goal, like it's perfectly balanced. It's a young mixed in with experience. It's honestly, it's a perfect kind of balance. And I feel like for me, if that team is there, which I really, really highly doubt because I just know that Arsenal aren't going to do it. But if it did and the unimaginable happened, then boy, we are in for a madness. Absolute madness, bro. I swear down. Like, we are in for a madness. I'm telling
You got
you,
to
man.
imagine. You got to remember as well. We've got Martinelli who's still there to come in. Trossard, Eze. You've also
Yeah,
got Ethan Waneri, Havertz, and Jesus when they're fit will obviously be the backups, which is fine as squad players.
yeah, yeah,
In
yeah, yeah,
midfield, we mentioned Norgard and we kind of questioned it, but obviously he's going to be the backup. But Rice can play in the Zubimendi role as well.
yeah.
And then obviously you've got Marino still in there, and Eze. At the back, we're stacked with defenders. If I'm honest, obviously Mosquera looks like he's coming in to replace Saliba or
Mhm.
cover for him if he was to ever get injured. We've got Ben White still. We've got Calafiori still. Kivior if he stays. And then Kepa to back up Raya. So it's starting to look like a squad that's actually coming together. So these signings, we've got to get these in, say, because then we can actually got a proper good chance, ain't we?
Yeah, no, 100%. You're right. Like when you look at this whole season and the title right now at this stage right now, like yeah, Liverpool they've not really gone back to back. Man City, as good as they are and as good as they have been, last year was a really really eye opener for a lot of teams to be like, yo, this is where you can hurt Man City. And even now, when they lost that Al Hilal game, the defense isn't as great as what I thought it was. Their attack and midfield is unbelievable, but their defense still needs, I feel, maybe one or two additions. And their goalkeeper ain't great as well. Right now, he's not what he used to be, Edison. There's a so-called opportunity there for Arsenal to really, really stake a claim and put a message across and say, yo, we're here, we're doing this, and we're going to be now ready for anyone who really, really has an off season, and that for me is somewhere where Arsenal can capitalize. But again, Arsenal don't like to capitalize, do they? They just like to wait, relax, and just say, you know what, it just is what it is. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. And nearly FC, it can't happen, man. If you want to be taken seriously, you can't be nearly FC anymore, man. Be a serious team, bro. Start competing.
Well, look, before we move to United, let me quickly ask you on Mikel Arteta because there's a lot of pressure on him this season
Yeah,
to win something. And a lot of people are saying that it can't be something, it has to be a major. Now,
yeah.
I've kind of caveated that and said, look, I'd be happy if he won a cup and he went for a title. If he missed out by a point on the last game of the season and won the FA Cup, I actually am okay with that season. A lot of people have said, no, that's not enough. You've
Mm.
waited long, Dan. You've waited a long time. This process is now at the best. It's got to be delivering a Champions League or a Premier League, or he got to be sacked. Where are you at as a United fan? Like, looking at a football fan perspective, do you think Arteta should be given more time if he doesn't get across the line this season? Or do you think it has to be win a major or you've got to go?
I think for me, it's got to win. I think for me, if you don't win Premier League or Champions League, it's got to go, man. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but especially Champions League. But I would say more Premier League. But I do think if he gets top four, he's staying, man. It sounds sad. If he gets top four and he's still competing ish with a title, he stays. As long as he's competing and he's in that title race, that's all they care about. That's all the board care about. And as long as there's no toxic things coming out of the football club, there's no like bad leaks. We get leaks in our football club. If you don't get any leaks, anything like that, I think you're good. But I would say if he doesn't win the Premier League, he deserves to be sacked. He needs to be sacked. Forget Champions League, forget even FA Cup, Carabao Cup. They're for me right now they're not the priority for the football club right now. And I say that in a way of like it shouldn't mean that the manager should keep his job for winning the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. You know what I mean? That they've got the players need to win something. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't win anything because I feel like it helps with the mentality, but I feel like Premier League needs to be the one that's the one that's like the one that really, really like, okay, cool. Like we've won the league, you know.
Mm,
That's a massive
mm.
achievement. Arne Slot's won it in his first season. Yeah, cool. He's had the top players around him and Salah and whatnot. But why can't you go and get the players that you need to go and challenge? Why can't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got to be honest. Like, for me, it's run out of patience, time, if I'm honest. He has to bring me silverware. Otherwise, I'm not interested in a conversation about keeping him. I
Yeah.
would have sacked him already by now. Saeed, I've got to be honest, I would have already sacked him. However, our ownership, like you say, are the biggest problem at the club. And people ask me all the time, are you Arteta in or out, Dan? I'm not really an Arteta in or out. I'm Kroenke's out because I'm sick and tired of accepting
Yeah.
mediocrity, lack of ambition. 20 years at this club they've had pretty much, or 18 to be exact, and they've got 4 FA Cups to show for it. That is not good enough at a club the size of
Mm.
Arsenal. If you're an Everton or West Ham, you'd be going, these owners are unbelievable. They've got us 4 FA
Yeah.
Cups in 18 years. We ain't Everton or West Ham. Like one day we were, trust me, but not now. The last 20 years has been nothing short of a disaster since the Kroenkes have taken over or been a part of this club. And a lot of people say, what are you moaning about? They spend. I don't care. The Glazers spend. Do you want the Glazers? Do you know what I mean? Like this fine spending money. Look at what they're allowing it to be spent on. Look at who they're bringing in to allow money to be spent on. This money has not been spent wisely. We have spent more money than Manchester City in the last 5 years up until the last January window. And we've got nothing to show for it other than one FA Cup. Manchester City have done trebles in that time. Manchester City have won unbelievable amount of silverware in the last decade. And we're sitting there going, well, we've won 4 FA Cups. It's time to deliver, man. It really is. But look, let me move to Amorim very quickly. He's had November
Yes.
to May, right? In November, it's been a year. If things aren't looking good in November for Manchester United, we'll come to your transfer window in a minute. What happens with him? Do you give him the full season with his team and players? Or do you actually say, look, man, it's November. We're looking like we're going to come 12th or 5th, 13th again. It's your
Yeah.
team now. You've had a year here. It's time to go. Where are you at with that situation?
For me personally, I don't believe in the manager anymore. I think for Europa League just kind of killed me off when I was in Bilbao.
Yeah.
Just lose to Tottenham, it just killed me, man.
Killed
I
me
just,
as well, bro. Killed me. I couldn't believe it.
yeah, man. I swear, bro. I
I
was
was the
like,
only
yeah,
time I supported United, you know.
bro. It's
You
like
let me
it just.
down, Saeed. You lot. I'll tell
I
you.
know, bro. I know, bro. It killed me, man. It killed me. And I was like, oh my god, this is we're done out here now, man. Like, what's happening here? And I remember just thinking to myself, you know what, man? Like, enough is enough. He's got to go. He's got to go. But then now I look at it. I'll be honest with you, Dan. It's like, why sack him during the season? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Why are you at Ineos doing the same thing again wrong? Like, you've made the decision again twice of sacking a manager too late. You know, and you didn't do that with Ten Hag. Look what happened. It cost the whole season. If you now firmly believe in this manager, why are you backing him then? And I know we'll get into transfers in a second, but it's like for me, if you've given him the season or you've given him the backing and said, you know what, we still believe in you, then I'm sorry. I just don't want to be sacking a manager midway through the season, getting an interim, and then getting gassed over the season again. And I know that sounds crazy because it's
Literally
like,
doing what you did with Ten Hag. It's like
yeah,
rinse and repeat.
yeah, like you should be sorting this out now. I want to be hearing about a new manager now, not halfway through the season again, and then it's all of us gonna. Oh my days, leaks are happening. Manager is blaming the players, and manager is doing this, and he's fell out with this player, and it's like, oh my god, I'm just like, I don't need fresh starts for players as well. Players, I think, you know what, I shouldn't really like. Some players are actually thinking to themselves, you know what, man, if I leave now, what if the manager goes in a couple of months? You know, he might be sacked. We've seen this before. Managers will get sacked, you know, and players won't be. Players don't get sacked unless they do something crazy, you know. So for them, it's like, and as a football club, the manager told us that the good times are coming, the storm's over, etc., etc. But I don't believe the storm is over. And what will be proof is the start of the season. First five games are madness. Arsenal at home, Fulham away, Burnley at home, Man City away. I think Chelsea after that, I believe.
Oh, that's grim.
It's absolutely grim, bro. So it's like, I just think to myself, I'm like, yo, we need to be in a position where we can't be messing around, bro. We can't be messing around. I really, really don't think this United team can afford to be out of the top six this year. I really don't. Like, we finished 8th, 15th. It's just a downward spiral now. Like, I don't like this. What I'm seeing right now, bro, I don't like it. And it's really, really like, you know, it's grim. It really is grim, bro. So I look at the whole situation and I'm just like, United now, Amarin, he needs to do a lot better. He needs to gain the respect of every Premier League fan because right now they all see him as a fool in a way of like manager wise. We see Sean Dyche saying that I can get more points than him, I can get wins ahead of him. So it is difficult, man. And he's a good guy. You know what I mean? That's the funny thing about it. He speaks well. He talks well. He communicates well with the players. Like, he's genuinely a nice guy. I've got nothing. You know how before with Ten Hag, he really used to irritate me. And I didn't like him. I genuinely, really didn't like him. The way he was acting, the way he was trying to mock our club, the way he was, the signings he brought in. I just really, really found a dislike to Ten Hag. And it shouldn't be like that, because I feel like football, it shouldn't be ever personal. But with Ten Hag, he just made me like lose the will to watch United, honestly. And even though he gave us trophies, don't get me wrong, like, and I give him respect for that. You know, I always will give respect to managers who win trophies for a football club, and he deserves it and give credit to him. But the way he just left our football club in that mess, it was awful. And the players that he brought in were just not great at all. And you know, with this manager, Amran, he's got his exuberance and his young energy, and I'm like, yo, it's all good, but it's like if you can't translate that on the football pitch, you're on your own, mate. You know what I mean? You're on your own.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, bro?
I think he's under severe pressure, Ruben Amorim. I really
Yeah,
do,
man.
and he should be. This is Man
Absolutely.
United. This ain't an experiment. This is Man United. You
This
know,
is Man
growing up,
United.
you made my life hell growing up. Yeah, so Man United for me, they're very close to my worst club alongside Spurs, because they ruined my childhood. Yeah, growing up.
Facts.
So I'm looking at Man United thinking they should scare me. And if I'm honest, if I was a United fan, I wouldn't be excited for this season. Not at
Yeah.
all. You're out of everything in terms of Europe. You're playing one game a week. You're trying to rebuild your squad. The squad looks dusty as hell. And
Mhm.
if I'm honest with you, you know, Ruben Amorim, I think, has somehow, and I didn't know this was possible, made Man United worse than they were under
Yeah.
Ten Hag. And that is a madness for me. So look, let's talk about transfers, because you've been slower than Arsenal, if I'm honest. I mean, you've
Mhm.
literally announced nothing. It doesn't look like anything's massively happening other than
Nothing.
quiet Mbuemo. There's loads of links and stuff, but they're quite rumors or loosely linked. What's happening, man?
Bro, you wouldn't think we finished 15th, would you? You know what I mean? You would not have thought we finished 15th, man. But Mbuemo, to this day, right now, we're still not hearing that it's advanced. Here we go. A lot of journalists' reputations on the line this weekend, because they said that there was a medical happening this week. Ben Jacobs and all that, and who have been respectfully quite good this year in terms of the news that they brought in. But they said it was a medical pen this week. And honestly, bro, nothing. No movement. No nothing.
Why
Just
though? Why is that taking
because
so
I feel
long?
like it's a new buzzword now, structure of payments. It's like this has been happening for years now. Have we not been seeing this for years in football?
Yep.
Structure of payments. Like, when did it become such a thing where fans now are almost like accepting this? And I get it, it's business. We don't want to get, um done, and we don't want to get exposed in the market for overspending and whatnot. But I'm just like, bro, we need to get more positions in. I'm almost like not excited anymore by when it gets to here we go. Like, I'm just like, move on to the next one. Like, genuinely, like, I'm already thinking about the next striker, the next midfielder. There's a lot to do. You don't just go from 15th to wherever you want to finish with one player. You know, I mean, your Cunha, it's not enough. Cunha's an excellent start, but it's not enough. We need more. We bloody need more. And I just don't see it with what we're trying to do right now. And it's like, it's not great. It's not ideal. It's not what you want to see. And ultimately, a lot of the fan base are staying patient for now. But you come, you come towards the middle of July, and there's only a month left of the season, then you're going to find out everybody's in trouble. But I ain't going to lie to you. It's one of them for me. Like, it affects me, but at the same time, it doesn't affect me, because I will be on this Ineos's case come start of the season. And I'm like, yo, I'm giving you till then. Like, I will show my kind of almost frustration, but at the same time, I'm just quietly observing, because I'm just like, we've been told that this is the best in class. We've been told that these are the best. And at first, I did thought that as well. I did think that as well. But then I was like, nah, I don't trust them anymore. They're on fraud watch. So they've got time, but the time's running out, bro. For us to get a striker and Mbuemo, goalkeeper for me, 2 midfielders, that's at least another 5 positions. Time's ticking, mate. Come on. What are we
Crazy.
doing?
Crazy.
Crazy.
I don't know what's happening, man. And look, Cunha's a good signing, and Mbuemo would be a really good signing. You're obviously linked with, I think it's Ollie Watkins up front, and you have been linked with Gyokeres
Yeah.
previously.
I think we're battling it out as well. I think even Arsenal, there was some rumors about Arsenal maybe going in for Ollie Watkins as well, which again I find crazy, because it's like you got to move on from Watkins. But again, like I said, even though I'm
You
not
want
the
Watkins?
greatest
You
fan
want
of Ollie
Watkins? I
Watkins,
think he'd be a good signing for United, though.
you know what
Watkins.
it is with Ollie Watkins, yeah? I feel like when there's a lot of space in behind, he's very, very dangerous and he's a big threat. But he gets nullified a lot when defenders are very aggressive towards him and he can't really peel away. And he just missed a lot of chances. Even though he scored a lot, he just missed a lot as well. And don't get me wrong, it would be a good little, almost like, for the next two years or so, he could just kind of almost fill in and do a bit of a job. But he's 30 in December. Have we done this before where we bought players towards the end of their career and then next thing you know, they've not done well? I don't know. But I just hope we know what we're doing and we buy him, but then we also look to buy another striker in the next year or two. That's what I would hope for. But again, I'm not going to knock it down. I'm not going to disrespect him. He is Premier League proven. He's shown it. He's Premier League proven. He's scored goals, but I just don't agree with his actual a bit. Like I'm not as gassed as what people say about his ability.
Well, look, I think you need a lot of positions, bro. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and build your dream 11 for this transfer window,
Go
right?
for it.
So we're going to put up the screen, which is what I'd done, but I'd obviously put my players in because there's no point doing the Arsenal one. Let's do the Man United one. Obviously, this is the sort of system that Ruben Amorim's going to be playing with wing backs, obviously 2 in midfield. They look a bit higher there. Obviously, they'll be a little bit deeper. It's the way that the screens put it. And then you've got your kind of 2 attackers behind your centre forward, like right and left, right? So what are you saying? In goal, talk to me. I've got to be honest. I think Onana needs to get the hell out. I think
he needs to go.
Bro.
He needs to go, man. We have been linked with Martinez, even though I don't really rate him.
Oh, really? I like Emi Martinez. Trust me. I think
I'm not really a big fan, if I'm being honest with you. The goalkeepers are not really that great, if I'm being honest with you right now. I don't really look at goalkeepers. The one I wanted was from Lyon. It's called Chevalier.
Oh, he's superb.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks superb from Lyon. He looks unbelievable.
Chevalier, I think it's called Lucas Chevalier.
He's the one, man. Is that the one you want to go for?
Yeah, that's the one I want. That's the one I want. Whether United will get him is another thing. But I just hope we can go and get him if we can.
He looks good, man. I can't lie. Like he's very young. He's only 22, but he looks really good. Really good. So yeah, fair play. Then you go with your 3 at the back, which, to be fair, you've actually got quite a lot of defenders. But I don't know if you need another. With everyone fit, what do you see this as, like, in your eyes?
I can't lie to you, man. I think for me, it's one of them where it's like I would keep it Mazraoui, Dillit, and Lenny Yoro. I don't think there's an urgency to go for this right now.
Okay. No Lissandro, no?
Yeah. Lissandro, he's injured. I think for me, he's going to take a bit of a while to get ready. He won't be back till January at least. Okay.
So you think Mazraoui?
Yeah.
Mazraoui. Have I said that right? How do I spell Mazraoui?
Mazra. R.
There he is. There he is.
Hard to. I hate these ones. They're very hard. But I would put him right side of centre back though.
Oh, okay. Let me muck around with this.
I'll be Dillit.
You say Dillit in there. Okay.
Dillit, yeah, the central centre back.
Hang on a minute. Let me put it in the wrong way. So Dillit in here. There we go. So Dillit, yeah. Do you know what? Dillit's got. I think he's been okay. I don't think he's been amazing.
Yeah, but I think he's not been as bad as what people say he has been. You know what I mean? I genuinely think for me he's a leader and as someone that I really, really think next season he could come to his own.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. Yeah. There we go. Got there in the end. Okay, so that's your back 3, yeah? And then you go into the wing back situation.
Amad Diallo.
On the right, yeah?
Yeah, Amad, yeah.
I actually agree. I think that is what it will be. I think it actually will be him at right wing back. And then Dorgu on the left?
Yeah, Dorgu on the left, yep.
Dorgu. Okay. Then we go into mid. What are you doing in midfield?
Bloody hell.
You're gonna have to bring someone in.
What I think I want is Adam Wharton. What I think we'll get is Douglas Luiz.
Really, Douglas Luiz?
Yeah, I think we'll get. I heard about Richard Rios today. We're not in for him right now. Yeah.
Douglas Luiz. Okay, interesting. 26. He's Premier League proven. I don't think it's a bad sign. To be fair,
yeah, it's not a bad signing. Yeah,
I mean, he'll come in and do okay. Like, Ugarte, that's not happening, no.
No, it'll be Bruno Fernandes. Even though Bruno Fernandes really should be playing in midfield, but It is what it is.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
think
captain.
Bruno
He's
is.
almost got to be. He's almost got to be putting that team anyway.
Yeah, they'll probably be the other way around, actually, won't they? Will Bruno
Yeah,
from the left? Or, yeah, okay.
maybe. But to be fair, he'd be all
We'll
right
leave
there.
it for now. Leave it for
Yeah.
now, yeah. And then your front three, bro. What are you telling me?
Dorgu. Sorry, not Dorgu. Mbuemo. Right 10.
On the right, yeah. Oh, I've spelled that
I
wrong,
think it's
clearly.
EU.
EU, sorry. There we go. Okay.
And then obviously left wing will be Cunha.
Cunha, yeah.
And then it will be. I'm going to say Xerxes for now because I just think right now we haven't got the striker. I don't know. I'm trying to think for me. Who
Ahead
would
of
I want?
Watkins, yeah.
Yeah, right now I would do that for now. But if it was you know what? Let's put Watkins there for now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can
Yeah,
put
let's put
Saeed
Watkins
in.
there.
You know what I mean?
If United were to get Watkins,
Yeah.
I'm not for it, but I'm not totally against it. You know what I mean?
Okay. In terms of what rumors are, this is looking likely. Yeah.
Yes.
The goalkeeper may be a question mark. Probably Emi Martinez is the rumor more, but obviously
Yeah.
Chevrolet is the guy that you would like. Obviously, in the middle, you'd probably have Adam Wharton or Baleba, but obviously Lewis is the link, so we'll keep Lewis in. Let's look at this team now. Then, what are you telling me for what that should be looking at doing this season in the league?
Bro, it should be really looking to get to top 6, but you know, all depends on familiarity and adaptation and the squad being managed and whatnot correctly. Like that's what it should be really. But the problem is though, are we gonna see that, broski? Do you know what I mean? Like that's the problem. Right now, are we gonna see that? And that's our biggest issue, my bro. So I think for me, Amarin, tactics, understanding, there should be goals up front, definitely. But then does that mean that our defense is going to be a bit bad next season? That's where I'm a bit worried about. Like, for last year, our attack was bad. This year, could it be our defense is bad? Like, and there's always something that goes wrong in it. You know what I mean? Like when you're a team that's down below here. So I just hope, that right now there's not a case of like, like we're losing anything like that. So I really hope, that team there can be a little bit consistent. I just want us to be consistent, bro. If we can be consistent, that's all that matters for me. Just be consistent, bro. Can you be consistent? That's my main aim. Be consistent, bro, and win your games. First 5 games, I don't want to see Man United losing hardly any games, bro. Hardly any games. I swear down.
Yeah.
I really, really hope.
Yeah, I'm the same. Look, looking from the outside in, man, that team's got goals in it. Bruno creating the front three score goals. I mean, they've pretty proven if he was to get those 3 as a front 3, they're all going to score. Watkins guarantees you 15 goals. And Mbuemo was unbelievable last season, and I think Mbuemo can definitely do the same for Manchester United. And Cunha likewise. Bruno's going to be scoring and assisting. But I look at the midfield there, and I don't know, man. Maybe I'm old school, bruv, right? Maybe I'm old school.
Yeah.
But Keenan Scholes, Carrick, that's the Man United midfield I'm looking at. And now I'm looking at like over the years, Fred and McTominay. And like
I know.
Like, what's happening, bro? Like, where's the midfield of United?
Bro, you know me. Look behind me, bro. Who have I got in the back?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
I've got the legend, man. Paul Scholes, man. That's one of my heroes, bro. Paul Scholes, bro.
Like, what has happened to United's midfield over the years? Like, it's been ages.
We've never even replaced Michael Carrick, bro. I thought Michael Carrick was one of the most underrated midfielders we've ever seen.
Yeah, he was class, man.
He was class, bro. And we've not even done that, bro. So this is where we're at right now, my bro. And it's like, I just look at it and I'm like, bro, like, what the hell? What the hell? Like, generally, what the hell, bro? Like, generally, what the hell? Like, come on, bro. Like, do something.
Fred and McTominay, like, let's be real. That was never, I mean, listen, no disrespect to Fred and McTominay. McTominay, big up, he's gone and won something. But I look at them too, and I think they should have been squad players at Man United, not the starters. Like, they should have been backing up. Bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Not starters, man.
And like Bruno as a kind of deep line midfield, I'm not sure that's going to work, Saeed. Like, let's be real.
It's not.
You know,
course it's not, bro. Of course it's not. Of course it's not, bro.
I actually would have, if you could have been serious about the Saudi move, I would have sold Bruno.
Yeah. I genuinely would have. But again, the fan base didn't want it, bro. The fan base was like, nah, we're not doing that. We're not selling him.
It's weird,
We
man.
we
I
we,
mean,
we think he's bigger than we like the fan base rate him more than the club, bro. That's the problem. The problem is in football now, like we are there's a lot of player FCs now, and
facts.
it's actually killing football, bro.
Manager
Player
FC as well, bro.
Manager FC, player FC, it's killing football, and people are not being objective now with what they see. We're not.
Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? Like I gave the manager ample amount of time, Amarin. Like I said, you know what? Come on, back him, back. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done.
I agree. I can't believe there's some of your fans that are still staying. There was some of your fans still back in Ten Hag, bro. It's like, what is happening here? Like,
Bro.
honestly, Man United are unrecognizable to the one that I grew up watching. I know what Arsenal are as well, but when I grew
Yeah.
up, bro, and I mean, I grew up at a very good time, and I was actually really lucky, to be fair, to be an Arsenal fan, grew up in that time. But I started watching and remembering football from '92 onwards, so the Premier League era season, right, onwards. I'm 37. Manchester United won everything, bruv. Literally, I grew up thinking Man United again, yep, Man United again, Man United again. And then when Wenger come in,
Yeah.
obviously George Graham, I grew up on and we were winning stuff, but it was never Premier League titles. Wenger coming in, it was Wenger Fergie, and it was incredible, mate. Absolutely incredible era. And then you look at it and you think, wow, look at the state of both of the clubs now. Like, real talk, Arsenal have gone 20 years and they've only got a handful of FA Cups. Manchester United haven't won a league since 2013. That is, I never thought that would happen, ever. Growing up, never thought that would happen.
2013, man. I swear down, bro. Like it's crazy, bro. Like 12 years ago, man. We're here.
Crazy. And I look at it and I think, oh, what's happened? This is where we are, man. But look, lastly, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony. What's happening?
Man.
You
Do
getting rid of
you
them?
need any of them, by the way? Do you need any of them?
I don't want any of them, man. Trust me. Do you know what? Wouldn't surprise me if we get to the last day and we haven't got a left winger. Rodrigo says no and we get Rashford. That is the sort of thing Arsenal will do, mate. We did it with Sterling. We'll probably end up doing it with Rashford, mate. Do you know what I mean? But
you know what it is, bro? I just think for me, it's like the wages have killed us, man. We've given him big wages, Dan. Big astronomical wages, and it's like it's killing us. It's literally our past sins are killing us right now, and that is a problem. And that's why we can't get rid of them, and nobody wants them.
Who's going to want that? I mean, look, Rashford did all right at Villa. Sancho, I don't know what's happened to him. Like, I really thought I had a lot for him. I thought, do you know what? I personally felt like he was going to be wow. And then Anthony, that's got to go down as one of the worst signings Man United have ever made for that much money. Like, you've got to try and find a way to get something back, haven't you?
There's so many. Like, even when you look at like, you know,
Anana,
Rashford, Garnacho, you're looking at other players like that. Like, it's just like, it's for me, it gets to the point now where you're like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are we doing here? And it's like nobody wants them, and we've given them bad rep. The media killed them as well. That's another thing as well that you don't really see. Our media kill our players. Like, we as fans can do that because we wear fans in it. The media kill their reputation. It's like, then it's like, oh my days, man. Like, what do we do now? What do we do now?
The thing, like, Jadon Sancho fell out with the manager. Rashford moves mad. Nacho moving mad, like with Rashford the other week. Like, what was that all about? Like, this is the sort of thing for me that I'm like, no one's going to buy these players now. Like,
no, that's the saddest thing about it. No one's going to buy these players.
It's mad,
sad, isn't it? When you deep it.
Yeah, it is, because Man United, when I was growing up, honestly, I was like jealous. Like, I used to absolutely hate.
Jealous. Now, what is it now? Is it even jealousy anymore? What's the thing?
Brother, I have never imagined, man. I thought Man United would have a okay season, the one just gone. I actually tipped them to get 7th, I think, right? Crikey, you would have taken that. 15th. I never saw that coming.
7th, I would have snapped your arm off for that, bro. I would have absolutely said, yo, give me that 7th, bro. You know what I mean? Respectable what? Conference League or what? Oh, yeah.
Like, that must have real talk been going into every week, because you do watch alongs. I mean, it's your job and it's your life, right? You must have been going into every game like not up for it. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Of course. Yeah, not up for it. Just like, yo, what the hell is this? What is this? What am I watching?
And I see your rants and stuff, and I'm like, I feel for you, man.
Yeah, man, it's draining.
Because I hate Man United, but I feel for you because you're my
draining.
guy. Oh,
it's draining, bro. Draining
and frustrating, man. But look, hopefully, to come to a close, we can see United and Arsenal back at it one day, because it was a great
one day, man.
You know
we're tightly challenging. You know what I mean? And this
shows
called title talk. You know?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. We can change it to title talk, title race talk. Yeah, that'd be amazing. But
Oh man,
oh, bro, it's look, it's been a great first one, man. It's been good to chat to you, man. And shout
big
out
up,
to you.
bro.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate obviously with the news today, we've had to change things last minute. So I really do appreciate that as well. And yeah, what you got coming up, man, and how can people shout you and stuff?
Yeah, just follow me on Saeed TV, man. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do today. I'll play it by ear, but yeah, just watch out for Saeed TV. And
Love that.
yeah, like I said, man, we just our thoughts are with Diego Jota and his brother and his family.
100%. Look, we started it, and that's the way we will end it as well. We've had a good chat today, me and Said, about football, but literally, it's our passion and it's our hobby, and it really does come last when it comes to news that we've found out today. Which is why we didn't want to go live, as I mentioned earlier. We pre-recorded this so that we could put it out at a more sensitive time, because at the moment it is only about one thing. And we'll literally leave it there. Diogo Jota, and of course your brother. Rest in peace.